Okay, we're gonna go over real quick on how to do a straw bale wall. This is a technique that I learned. I didn't come up with it, but I haven't really seen anything else like it out there, so I'm gonna film it and hopefully it'll help people kind of know the process before they start doing this on their own. We're starting with a buck system here, so we've got our framing members already. This is a mock straw bale wall, so I'm not going to do the whole wall, just a small section, sort of demonstrate how that's going to work. On the house we're building, we already have these framing members here, so this is kind of what we're working with on the job site. Alright, so first part is putting straw bales in the wall. We're installing our straw bales on edge, so that's the strings out, and we've kind of laid out this wall so it's about the perfect size for bales, but you know, sometimes you're dealing with larger wall sections where you're going to have to stagger bales and kind of lay them in like bricks, make custom bales. We'll just start by putting these straw bales in the wall. Okay, you can go 2 or 3 high here, and once you have those in the wall where you want them, the next step is putting in a compression plate. So you can use a 2x4 or 2x6, and you're going to want to get a measurement on top here and cut this board to length so it sets down on top of that. Once you have that part done, you can take this bale off, put your board on there, and then spray paint it or use marking paint to mark what area needs to be trimmed out. Because what we're going to do is take a chainsaw and we're going to trim out this section, this middle of this bale, so that this compression plate will fit flush with the top of the bale. I've actually already done that on this bale, as you can see there. I've already trimmed this part out with the chainsaw. So we'll put this back in the wall. And we'll be ready to put that in that area that we trimmed out, and we'll be ready to compress this. So the next step is installing some wires. We're going to use a wire to compress the bales, and we're going to wrap this wire underneath the bales from the bottom plate over the top of our compression plate like this. And we're going to be using these tools right here. This is a gripple. You can find them online, and basically all they are is like a tensioning tool to tighten wire, and it's mostly used for like electric fence. Okay, so this is the process of using this gripple tool to ratchet the bales down, and you're going to want to put 2 wires on this so that it ratchets down evenly. Once you've tightened the wire with the gripple kind of works like a zip tie, where it can only go one way. And so once you've got that tight, these bales will compress even a couple inches, so you're taking all of that kind of looseness of these bales out of it and compacting them, so that'll take any settling out of the bales. After you've done that, you can screw your compression plate to your wall buck system. And that's going to be really sturdy. For the outside of the house, we're going to use a mixture of sand, lime, and a little bit of cement. The mixture is 12 parts sand, 4 parts lime, 1 part cement. So I've already combined these materials in this bucket. We're going to mix this up dry at first and then add water. You could do this in a cement mixer or, you know, a mortar mixer. Okay, we're gonna add water to this now that it's mixed, and you're just gonna have to gauge it. It's better to add a little bit at a time, like this, and then start mixing. You're just gonna have to kind of experiment with this, but eventually it should be kind of a, you know, still a solid where you can kind of work with it, but, you know, I guess soft enough that you can trowel it on. Okay, now we're ready to apply the lime plaster to the straw bale wall. You might find it necessary to wet down the straw bale wall with a sprayer, just kind of get it damp, just to maybe help the lime plaster stick. I'm not using any kind of metal mesh or anything on these straw bale walls. I'm going to try to do it without that. So I've got my plaster here, and I'm going to load up my hawk with that. And this might still be a little dry, but it's kind of sticking to that hawk pretty well, so that should be what I need. I'm going to start kind of from the top down when I'm plastering, and I'm just going to kind of hold my hawk up there against this. By no means an expert, but what I'm trying to achieve is just to really push that plaster as far into the straw as I can to get it to hold.